I think we're good to go. I think we're all set now. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Gonna continue on with episode 4, The Adventure of the Clock Cuckoo Clock, whatever it is. So last time, somebody is sus. Mr. Sholmes is just sitting there doing his own thing, and I'm back. Sorry, I apologize for the lateness. Things were going on, and I just felt like, oh wait, time is passing by way too quickly. I gotta start. Time really did fly by. But anyway, let's continue on. So yes, we were searching everything in the Gardev household because there's the guy with a bunch of books and his kitty. Sholmes was there. Friggin' Mr. Gardev is hiding something. So let's go check back with that because Mr. Sholmes is like, he's hiding a secret. This guy's hiding a secret. Let's go find out what that secret is. Hello, Mr. Gardev. Ah, you pair again. He is a moon. Tell me, was the detective chap, if I forget his name, still hard at work down there reading all those books? Yes. Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joanne. Is she gonna pour too much? No, then why don't you tell me for the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch? Will you ball what your bally well doing? I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you be so kind. Will she stop burning him with that tea, though? Imagine just having somebody to help you out and then all of a sudden they're just burning you with tea the whole time. That just hurts a lot. That's too much tea right there. Why would you burn somebody with that? That's boiling hot. That's something to go to the hospital for. Oh yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. As I stir my pipe into coffee. Tea. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gardev is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. The moon guy is sus, of course he is. He's the moon. Who would trust the moon guy? Pretty sus that they want us to leave so soon. I know, right? How you doing, Citrix? Let's see. No other avenues, but... Wait, what? Wasn't he just in the other... What? What's he doing over there? He's just there on the window. Mr. Sholmes? Ah, we meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service. Whatever were you doing over by the window? He is sweating a lot of milk from his forehead. I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madame. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I take the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. And one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Ah. Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. We're going to be going through the big explanation. There is a mighty secret in his modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo? I think so. There is just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Oh boy, secret time. Let's go find out secret. Mr. Garrideb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service. Hey Alex Gamer, how you doing? Your standing as a landlord is most certainly not one... well, not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. That should be me right there. Mr. Garrideb, we're both a man of tea right there. As long as Joanne doesn't pour it on my lap, we're all good. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. I start Wednesday, like 30 minutes after midnight. We'll see how it goes. I really hope the job goes well so I can at least pay rent without any issues. Did everyone see the Animal Crossing Direct? I saw it. It was pretty interesting, but $25 for the DLC though? 25? Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. He's dripping milk. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Shope's conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Here we go, the game is afoot. Topic 1. Nature of the beast. Ooh, I love this angle. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Wait, why was Joanne shocked when Garrideb? Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you try to keep in this very house. Whoa! Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well... Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Batty's Circus. Oh no, the last time we did a circus case, that was Justice for All. If we see Mo at that circus like Mo's ancestor, I will flip. A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. By the way, chat, audio all good? Asiatic? Asiastic? Asiastic? Is that how you pronounce it? Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that bliff pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, I simply... But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Oh, yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well... Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? What is it? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over here. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I'm afraid it's you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only to look at the Tower of Cakes. The cakes? There is no creature more dangerous on the earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of a cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. What? The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. So, lions eat carpets. Fantastic. Wow, so whenever you're hungry, remember, just eat a carpet. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Yeah, there's something wrong with that. There were many things wrong with that. The mouths. Oh! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. It's like the 20th time today. I need to go to the hospital. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but can I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again. Well, your deductions just now, do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of the common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, you know she's doing that on purpose? You think? She's been doing that like 50 times now. Who just forgets that tea is overflowing the cup? Like, it's like, I'm just gonna keep my eyes shut. I pretend I do not see the man's leg burning. Literally, that just hurts. Surely Mr. Garradeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you were stuck. Note that the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing, but I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea or eats carpet. What about lions eating carpet? Do those exist? Ah, my dear Miss Usato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mrs. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Shome's deduction needs. You can do it! Ganbatte! Excellent, I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. Hey, Rush, how you doing? We don't even know yet whether or not this is gonna help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning of Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Alright, let's go fix up this stuff. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. A rampaging lion. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on a rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Hey, Pixel Dog, how you doing? For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garradeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. I really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garradeb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garradeb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. Where was he gazing? Oh, the photograph frame. What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garradeb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. Newlywed bride and Mr. Garradeb. Aw, she got her face broken. So there's nothing much else except the mortar shells and the fire, so I'm gonna say is revealed by that photograph frame. Oh, that was not the right thing. Oh, I lose points for that though? Though I have yet to examine it in detail, I can assure that it holds the answer. Because I'm employing an extremely advanced detection technique called jumping to conclusions, you see. That deduction was wanting in every way. Yes, I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. I find myself wanting never to have heard it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. Oh, sorry. I'll try again. I got tricked by the photograph frame. I thought that would be it. Oh, flip. Well, what do we know with some certainty is that a destructive creature has been at work in this room, and that Mr. Garradeb inadvertently looked in the direction of something that gives its identity away. Yes, if we investigate thoroughly enough, we ought to find the answer. What did Mr. Garradeb turn to look at? It's here somewhere. We simply need to find it. Zoom in. Okay. Aw, isn't that a cute statue? I love it. Alright, let's take another look at the... Can I look at the lion statue? Well, this is the lion statue that Mr. Sholmes picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps if he did live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think That's like a mouse trying to tell its family that the cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of flight of fancy, isn't it? Anyway, the beast we're looking for is somewhere else. Let's have a good look around. Alright, let's go back to that photograph frame. Aw, they look very happy. Unless there's something else I'm missing, but let's go look at these two. The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face at all. But no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there. Not someone you want to upset, that's for sure. Oh, look, have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, that's an unusual design. That's a ring pop. That's a candy. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower. Sunflower. This must have been when Mr. Garrett was still in the army. He seems to be carrying his rather stout bride effortlessly, and being I'm sorry, I can't read today. And beaming a smile at the same time. I suppose he was very strong in his younger years. Hard to imagine now, he's as thin as a rake. Jeez. What the heck is with Mr. Naruhodo? It's just been like, this, that, this, that, this, that. Could it be the newlywed bride?
Take that!
Let's go! The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garradeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Jeez, what's with this horsepower business, Naruhodo? I'm not Mr. Garradeb right now. This is not Mr. Garradeb cosplay. The tea is not cosplaying Mr. Garradeb. This is an actual drink. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garradeb. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are so very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garradeb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garradeb's wife could be. Wait a minute. Wedding ring? She's wearing a very large ring, look. Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. It looks like it's on there for life too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger of that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo, not to say. Do you know Mr. Garradeb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory for these things. Because I forgot. Not really. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Super coincidental, am I right? There we go. Wedding ring! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Gareth's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Gareth's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Gareth herself. Oh my word! I wish I could be that fabulous freaking out. Oh! Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. Ah! I was not drinking tea when I died. Don't worry about that. I was not drinking tea when I was blasted away. As you rightly surmised, this is the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a ballycore. Oh, she does it because he keeps, you know, talking bad stuff about her, like talking trash. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. So you made your wife you what? Did you marry your maid or did you marry what? Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Gareth has his wife work as his maid? Precisely, am I right, Mr. Gareth? Only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. And nope, we're gonna write it everywhere. The raging wife of Mr. Gareth is his maid. Got it. Write it to all the papers. And now the line eating carpet. Hold on, let me go finish my tea real quick. Oh, man. Oh. Now, Mr. Gareth, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that bliff pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavily on your shoulder. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Gareth's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. Chad, you are a beast, Chad. Sometimes you are a beast. Is that rude of me to call you all a beast? But Mrs. Gareth is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gareth's pain is tangible though. What could that pose of his really signify? The supporting arm. Oh, the slapped cheek. There we go. I've been seeing like parts of it every time he like moves away, so he got slapped really hard. Did he go against his wife in a slapping contest and lost? Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yeah, Mr. Gareth has been slapped on the face, it seems, hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
Take that!
There we go, slap cheek. Aha! Your head weighs heavily. Wow, I keep saying heavily. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joan Garrideb. Oh, her eyes, she's like, kawaii, 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 kawaii. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrideb to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for line fodder? Yes, but now we have established that the line never existed. I want a lion to exist. Where's the lion? Where's Alex the lion? Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garrideb's wife. Mr. Nottaholder, she's a person, not a thing. Ouch. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? Because he's not rich, cause he's not hot, cause he's not young, cause he's not rich, cause he's not rich, cause he's not rich, cause he's not rich. I can go on for days about that. And it can go the other way. I'll slap a man for not being rich. Why the heck not? I'll slap the invisible wall behind me because it's not rich. You better be rich. Otherwise, I'll just have a major itch. With a witch. Leave her in a ditch. And that's all, I'll stop right there. I'd love to know the answer to that question. Let's see, what else could it be? Bookmark. Oh. Someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Oh my goodness. Somebody put their nasty lips on this card right here, really? Who puts their nasty lips on a card like that? Why would you do such a thing? That's disgusting. It's like, yes, this will be perfect to put my lips on a card. I don't know where this card has been. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look next to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. Oh dear. I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Love note. It's a love note.
Take that!
Crash goes the window. Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment fly in the ointment? Also, look at her. She's about to knock you out, chat. What'd you do? Chat, what did you do that made her mad? Wrong answers only. She's looking at you, looking at me. One of us did something to make her angry, and I didn't do anything. Chat, you did something to make her angry. She's doing this to you, not to me. I didn't do anything. So you did something illegal. I didn't. You in trouble, not me. Oh! She just slapped him up again. Holy flip. I don't know the Bally woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right, that's what I've been saying. A likely story. Now listen here, Joan, old thing I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right, that's what I've been saying. A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name it's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? Oh. Jeez. So there's a lot of punching going on. This is getting very violent right now, chat. Can I even stream this anymore? That fist right there. It's shaking violently. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart and you unleash a beast with a most ferocious bite. I'm dead. Oh, he got up quickly though. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. Slap. Sorry, I still got the lingering coughs from the cold. My cold is gone, but I still got the cough, so give me a second while I wet the whistle. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. But surely Miss Garrett didn't eat the carpet. But what if she did eat the carpet? No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of the disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' seduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garrett's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes. I mean, there was a candle right there. Can I just look down at the carpet? Tower cakes. But look at all these poor cakes, though. I want to eat these cakes, chat. Aw, they all look ruined. They all look good, though. But let's look down at the carpet. There's a candle right there. The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian lion's teeth exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Oh yeah, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Let's rethink this with that in mind. Yeah, we only need to look at the... Oh, yeah, I can't say we only need to look at the carpet. That'll make it look weird. The candlestick. We can use the candlestick. This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. I thought I saw something. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder? I just want to make sure I choose the right thing, though. because I can't select the candle on its own, so I'm gonna say we need only look at the candlestick. Let's go! Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. Gotcha. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. I was about to say Mrs. Ryunosuke. My mistake. Mrs. Garredev's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face. Oh, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, But the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, the ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. He put the tea down. No more tea on his lap, let's go. Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you! Aww, she caught him. She says Superwoman. That was sweet of her though, right? Even though they had a fight, she still cares for him. That's very lit right there. It's these dash long winter nights, you know, nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discover some rather illicit material. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonish. Demolish might be rather close to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt... Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know? The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. Wow, that was a good line. You painted a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for ya. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The belly furniture started going up as well. We had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Ah. Over here, Mr. Garredev? Well, you have nothing more to hide now. If you allow me... His manga collection's burned up. It's actually his manga collection. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got a hold of them, that was it. Whoosh up in smoke. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite. Book called The Lion's Pride, The Lion King. I love that book. It's about Simba. The Lion's Pride? Ah, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. Yes, it did. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. Thanks to me, I helped out. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old stick in full fettle. Oh wait, what's this here? I just came back. I just looked at my phone real quick and it's just up. I thought it was something serious. It's nothing serious. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. The day of the murder. Around 5 o'clock, I think. He probably has PTSD though. So PTSD of the war and his wife's attack. So every time he sees his wife's hand, he'd be like, So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window in the street below. How coincidental. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at the moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dash thing. Oh, really? We're all quiet now, I get it. Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garadev's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I cannot be sure whether his secret will prove to be relevant or not. I just knew you were gonna say that. You didn't help me out at all. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only 2 categories, those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance than that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no, is it that time already? Did we spend like 10 hours doing this? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. I guess we got to, otherwise episode 4 is over, right? Case 4 is just over if we just don't take the case, and that's the end of my journey. So that's it, no more time to think. No think, only go. Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to be bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadeb. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Supper. Thank you both for your time. So Seki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. Now, what will my answer be? We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z, that's for sure. Alright, we're going back to prison. Yay, prison! It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a cat. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garadev's house. Huh? Wait, what's going on? What? Who the flip are you? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Who are you calling an old man, you rum-looking niminy-piminy? Hopefully that wasn't a horrible insult. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Who's this Horatio fellow, eh? What are you on about? Excuse me? Eh? What the? Who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see? Yeah, a lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Duh. Fine, I'll be on me way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet. Stop dabbing. Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? Do I? Oh! Ah! Ah! I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the Garrett residence? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garrett mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Ah! Ah! Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of words, nearer could there be. Sorry, battle did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. So fair maiden, so good gentleman. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well. He's gonna be a character, isn't he? I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Oh goodness, I don't know what's going on. I can't read perfectly today. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Let's hope. Ah, look and dashing, my friend. You knew they had weird stuff to do that they do at night? Ah, yes, the baiting into the middle of the night. Yes, that's weird stuff right there. I mean, people talk to each other till like the late of night. People hang out and talk. Then they get to know each other well. Then they notice how beautiful each other look. Then they look into each other's eyes. Then they hold hands. Then they pull them away saying, Baka, I don't like you that way, but unless, ha 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 ha. Listen, Goldilocks, I am the drama here. Oh, it's you. You're here. You came. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched. We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. You know what I'll do right now? Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese. Oh, now, let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one native's land. What? Who's on the other hand? Oh! Where does he keep coming from? He's following us. We're being followed by this man. He just shows up whenever he pleases. It's literally like this. Oh, we're here. We're here, Naruhodo. We're here in the hotel room. Let's go to sleep. Then you just look to your left and all of a sudden, he's in bed with you next to you. Mr. Sholmes just shows up out of nowhere. It's just you in your own house, and then you go in the bathroom. He's just there, using your toilet. Leave him alone. He's using your bathroom. Let him do that. He's magical. Ugh. It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. Oh, it's you! The miserable rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I had to drop in on my way home to see how bestest friend is faring. Bloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in...
My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. Ah! You! How dare you!
Sherlock Holmes! Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedanged! What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. Ah!
And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words.
What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Let's have a let's see. Oh yeah, I really don't have much, do I? Oh wait, we did find this receipt in your room. We found this receipt in your room, Mr. Natsume. That's right, I went out to buy some new old books. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? And it was on your way back to your room that you saw the woman being stabbed. She's dead, I thought to myself. She's dead! My mind went completely blank. By the way, chat, are you having fun with the voices? Remember, I can't hear them, so I don't know what I sounded like. Before I knew it, I was back in my room trembling like a leaf. The bookworm hoping to worm his way out of a bad situation? Mr. Naruhodo, please do be careful not to think such disparaging thoughts. How could you possibly know? She's a mind reader. Let's see, not much else, but let's have a conversation with you. Cursed trial. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That really agitated him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me, summarize it succulently in 16 salient words. Succulently? No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Those were 16 words right there, let's go. Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper, but then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGill. He died in the carriage. What? I'm impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted. Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself? Oh no, he couldn't have, surely? Zeeks killing Mr. McGilded? You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh yes. Why, of course he is. Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? The Reaper, Van Zieks. Van Zieks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. Oh, that's good. So Seki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who will want to are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, is from time to time, my dear madam, it is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the education may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? Ah, by all manners of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Or attacked by their own chat. Oh. No. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Nadahodo. That's friggin' dark. Oh, I knew it. I'm a dead dodo done for doomed. Aw, poor Dodo. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garadev's house, I assume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going inside. They were always staring at me all the time from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money. It appealed to me straight away. That actually goes right today, right? Like cheap rent? Let's go. Why not? Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered, and said, the room is cursed. Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, if you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place. Yes, well said. But it was true. It was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really no one at all? To believe. Yes, to believe. To believe. I believe in love after life. Mr. Sholmes. Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Great, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SS Burya, if you recall. The Burya. Ah, that case, the one with the snake? Well, yes, and you know, the ship where my friend died? At that time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. How short... Does this guy have short-term memory loss or something? He really cannot remember anything, or either he's playing with me. What I want to know is why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have sussed me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor that what you were telling me. What? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. I'd shoot you immediately. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning, whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not can one trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right. Look, I'm student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe myself. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. Stop doing the kawaii eyes, man. You were so right, Kazuma. Kazuma, you're so right. Alright, we've been here for about 10 hours. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Yeah, we've just been standing here quietly for like 30 minutes. Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Can I come too? No. Oh dear, there is never enough time, is there? Mr. Natsume, if you like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Ah! Tea burning, tea very hot. Miss Usato, yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? No, absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Ganbate! The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind, but it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. So Seki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. Yay! To be continued, yay! Part of me cannot continue at this point. I'm feeling way off right now. I think because of the sickness still plaguing me. I don't know, chat. What do you think? You want to continue on for a little bit longer? I can try to fight it off, but right now it's like I can't even sound. I am flubbing up my words today. Maybe it's that I need a small break to stretch, crack my neck, beat up my throat to get the words out. Just go like the whole time until something happens. But part of me is like, dang. Today is not really a great day to stream, I guess. I don't know. You know what? I'll just stop tonight's stream. I'll just stop right here for now. So I'll be back next week with more Great Ace Attorney, but the schedule is different this time. So I'll be streaming on Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So I'll be streaming tomorrow. So I hope to catch you all for tomorrow's stream, all right? And hopefully this cold of mine will stop making me feel so Because I don't know, there's something wrong with the throat that I can't even... It doesn't sound like I'm talking like myself. I have no idea. But thanks for coming to the stream, everybody. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Sorry for the shortness, but I gotta take care of myself first. So until tomorrow, I'll return. Adios, everybody.